What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I'm back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am talking my weekly sneaker rotation, man. Now, before I get too deep into this video, of course, if I didn't say it already, hit that like button and sub up to the channel now. Of course, this is my weekly sneaker rotation. Now, I've been doing my very best to drop one of these pretty much at the end of the week, every week. Now, y'all know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023, and here we are. Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord, man. And the link should be pinned at the top of the comment section. And it's free to sign up. Or, of course, I can tell you the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, right? Okay, so pretty much this is week 133, man. So pretty much I'm not gonna ramble on too much for these joints right here. Just starting to get used and get back into my flow of these joints now. I pretty much tried my very best to keep a theme on this one right here. So pretty much, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. But this one right here is gonna cover Saturday and Sunday, which means the kid was pretty much at the crib the whole entire weekend because sometimes I just gotta take a break, point blank period. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much in the crib, y'all know, I ain't do number runs, maybe some quick errands here and there, take out the trash or whatnot, and the Yeezy Slide Pure. Now, y'all know I picked these joints up in 2021, and yeah, my joints, they're pretty much coming, I ain't gonna say not unwearable, but I noticed when I went to the grocery store over the weekend, like I kept like tripping all over the place in that little toe box. That's how these joints get so like I guess you could say the rubber part starts to burn off in the toe because I'm tripping over these joints. But either way, I'm still gonna ride them until the wheels fall off, no pun intended. And I definitely got like, well, at least 3 or 4 more pairs of these guys right here. Not this particular colorway because the Pure colorway is one of the original colorways, right? Okay, but yeah. This was my Saturday and Sunday shoe, was the Yeezy Slide Pure. Cool, now we're gonna move right on Monday. Again, you know the kid works a full-time job and pretty much, yeah, it's okay for me to wear sneakers, which I'm very thankful for. But pretty much on Monday, the kid stepped in a shoe that he haven't rocked in a long time. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 6, and these are the maroons, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, I don't know why I want to call them the burgundies, but it's actually the maroons, if I'm not mistaken. One of my favorite shoes in my collection, and they could use a little bit of a cleanup, but I actually like these guys right here. I probably should rock these a lot more, but I think I could probably get these off in pretty much the springtime too, with probably the color green, right? Okay, now I know this size is slightly bigger for me, but at the same time, it is kind of one of my sizes I used to wear back in the day. But overall, one of my favorite shoes in my collection, and you really can't go wrong with the joint. Sixes, I know as a whole for the sneaker community is not everybody's favorite silhouette, but at the same time I feel like it don't get enough love, especially stuff like this. And you got the Nike check on the back. You know, I'm always sold whenever they do that, right? Okay, so pretty much this was my Monday shoe. Was it Yeezy? No, I said the Yeezy, but this was my Monday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6 Maroon. Cool. Now, when I move right on Tuesday, right back at work, y'all know I work a full-time job again. So I stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 6, and these are the DMP 6s, right? Okay, now this one right here doesn't have the Nike check on the back, but that gold is always like kind of one of those, like it's a sensitive spot for me, so to speak. I always I'm a sucker for gold, pause, right? Okay, so black and gold, I feel like you can't really go wrong with it. And one thing you'll notice about my 6s, pretty much just lace loop, I always relace my joints and put them at the toe box. It's something we used to do back in the day, and I guess I just never got out of the wave of it, and I kind of just like that, you know what I'm saying? So again, one of the things that I like about this shoe, this part actually does come loose right here, but at the same time, you can just simply snap it back. But for me, I noticed it doesn't always stay for the kid, but I'm not really mad at it. And I'm assuming that probably when Jordan himself rocked these during the games, not this particular colorway, but just the 6s in general, they probably used to do the same thing. Again, 23 on the back, you got the Jumpman. It would have been nice to get a Nike logo, but at the same time, I'm not mad at it. Now, I will say this gold is kind of one of those, I'm not a fan of how they did this on the bottom of the shoe, but at the same time, again, black and gold, or gold in general, always gets me, because I think gold is low-key one of my favorite colors too, even though red is technically my favorite color, but you know, I'm always a sucker when the gold pulls up. So pretty much this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6, and these are the DMP 6s. Cool. Now we're gonna move right on to Wednesday, right back at the work. You know, the kid work a full-time job, and I decided to bring out one of my favorite sneakers in my collection, and arguably I feel like it don't get enough love in the sneaker community in general. And yes, it is another Air Jordan 6, and I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 6, and these are the infrared joints, right? Okay, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section, because I know you will if I get it wrong. He's won a ring in these right here, man. And this is a classic timeless sneaker. Now these don't look like the original joints, because they really wore more like of a different type of red, but these almost so look like like if you look at the joint, even though these are the infrareds, to me, it kind of looks like a hot pink, so to speak, right? Okay, I know I'm gonna just state the obvious, but at the same time, it's not, right? Okay, it's supposed to be infrared. Now, one thing I hope the camera does is some type of justice. If I'm not mistaken, this shoe features pretty much 3M, which means when the light hit it, you're gonna look good at night, and it's gonna do that reflective joint. I can borderline see it in the camera. Hopefully when I'm editing this video, I'm not wrong, but yeah, Nike check on the back of this joint right here. I'm always a sucker when they put a Nike check logo on the back of almost any Jordan sneaker, right? Okay, that's kind of like one of those, like, if you know type of tell signs of a shoe you want to keep your eye on, man. Again, did the lace lock at the toe box joint right here, and yeah, don't regret it. Probably don't wear this shoe enough. And again, I'm gonna like say this throughout the video a lot. The 6s just don't get enough respect and love in general, man. But yeah, and we've had some collabs with them, because we're about to go down the rabbit hole on that as well. But this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6 infrared. Cool. Now I'm gonna move right along on to Thursday. Pretty much, we're already getting past the week already, so pretty much that was my last, was a Wednesday shoe, but now this is my Thursday shoe. Pretty much moving on right back at the work. You know, I work a full-time job. A shoe that I think I did pay resale for, but then like when we had that like eBay Top Star, which is kind of like not a thing anymore, I could have got these joints for retail. It's kind of one of those, sometimes you got to be patient in the game, but I guess I couldn't be patient. But I didn't technically get cracked over the head, because not everybody loves the silhouette, like I was saying in the entire video. And pretty much I'm talking none other than the Travis Scott Air Jordan 6, and these are the olive joints. Now I am a major sucker for the color green, so I always get kind of caught up in wanting something green every now and then, especially in spring especially during springtime and or fall time. And you can get these off in the summer, because I'm rocking these in the summer. Now, one thing I'll say, these joints do have that glow in the dark feature, and I did the same thing with the lace loop as usual. And of course, we got the Nike check logo on the back. So yeah, man, one of my favorite shoes in my collection. Now, one thing that the Travis Scott did bring to the game, to the 6s right here, which I guess you can say it's a love/hate for me, is where they did pretty much this stash pocket. And of course, it does have that Travis Scott logo on there. If the camera's gonna do that any type of justice, let me know. Try to get my face out the way, but if not, but yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily, I'll say this. Obviously, I like it because it's staying in my collection, but really, I more so got this off the strength of the color versus the silhouette. But at the same time, you know, you gotta rock your sneakers. And y'all know me, I do my very, very best to put every sneaker in rotation. But yeah, this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6 Travis Scott Olive. And yeah, I feel like a lot of people have went back and got these guys over the time. It's a Jordan 1 Travis Scott that really give everybody like kind of like a hard time. But anyway, this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6 Travis Scott Olive. Cool, now we're gonna move right along to Friday to close out the week. I wanted to make sure I finished strong, and of course, yeah, at this point in the video, you probably realize it is another 6, and of course, I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 6, and these are the British khaki joints. Now, I feel like these right here, a lot of people really wasn't feeling these, and they didn't go too high on the resale market at the time. Now, I didn't hit on these on his website, and definitely if they dropped them on Sneakers app, the kid took an L sandwich on that as well. But it's pretty much like the olives, except this time we got like a double stash pocket. So we got the typical stash pocket coming right here on this joint, and then of course, if you like flip the joint over to the other side, which hopefully I can button this back down, we just did, we got a zip up joint right here, which I don't even think I really even pay attention to any of this stuff. But yeah, you got 2 stash pockets on this joints right here. Of course, we got the glow in the dark feature, which that's just something he's notably like known for. So it's kind of like got it on the tongue this time and on the back tab. So yeah, Travis Scott stuff always features some type of like either glow in the dark feature, which majority, not all, but majority, right? Okay. Now I know some people will bought this joint and yeah, I like this. It's brown. They added a little bit more features to the shoe. And I feel like they did a good job on this one. I feel like it don't get enough love, but at the same time, it's kind of one of those, I did have to come off the hit with the chips, but I don't feel like I got cracked over the head. I feel like I got a fair price for these. So this was my Friday shoe. Again, Nike check on the back. And you know, at this point, the other shoe, like the left shoe of these, they usually put the Travis Scott logo on these. So pretty much this was my Friday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6, and these are the Travis Scott British khakis. Cool, man. So pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week, man. Y'all sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I'm gonna do my very, very best to respond to everybody in the comments. Other than that, man, I'm gonna go and get out of this thing and start rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.
I figure out we go.